What up, YouTubers? Nerdy Red 23 back with another video. How are y'all doing? Here to talk about Tupac, which he went under the name Makaveli, released his 5th album, and of course it's his first posthumously album of November 5th, 1996. Happy 28 years to this album right here. It was released, a couple months after his passing, and this album is still dope, even though if you read that, in no way this portrait is an expression of disrespect to Jesus Christ. That's what Tupac is saying right here. So the album is still a classic. I'm still listening to it. Makaveli, the Don Killuminati, 7-Day Theory. And it was recorded in July and August of 96, and it was released on November 5th of 96, almost 2 months after his death, under the stage name of Makaveli through Death Row Records and Makaveli Records, subsidiary of Death Row and Interscope Records. And he definitely got some hard hits on here. You got Bomb First, Against All Odds, including Hail Mary, Come With Me, Hail Mary, Run Quick, See, What Do We Have Here Now? Y'all know the song. And To Live and Die in LA, and Toss It Up. Just classics, man. You got so many classics on this album right here. It's just awesome stuff right here. And you also got Bomb First with the Outlawz, and you got other guesses on here too, including Krazy and JoJo, Danny Boy, Aaron Hall. They were on the Toss It Up, and Val Young is on here, To Live and Die in LA, Blasphemy, Life of a New Outlaw. Life of an Outlaw. Just Like Daddy, Krazy, White Man's World, Me and My Girlfriend, Hold Your Head, and of course, I just mentioned Against All Odds. Just so many classics, man. This is a classic album right here. Even though, regardless, I don't agree with the art picture, but still a dope album. I'm still listening to it to this day. One of my favorite songs, of course, Hail Mary, To Live and Die in LA. And Against All Odds is actually my top favorite. Tupac. Makaveli himself goes real, deeply, fierce, on that song. He's dissing on everybody on here. He went mad mode on it. And every time I feel like I'm in that mood, I feel like if I'm having a bad day, I'll just put that on. Or even if I'm not having a bad day, I'll even put that song on even when I'm playing basketball on the court. I'm ready for a mission. That, and of course, Trading More Stories from His All Eyes on Me. So yes, Against All Odds, I'll definitely play it when I'm on a mission. Business. So it's only his album released, under the alternative stage name, and it features, guest appearances from his rap group Outlawz and rapper Bad Azz, as well as R&B singers like Aaron Hall, Danny Boy, Krazy and JoJo, Val Young, and Tyrone Wrice, along with uncredited vocal contributions from reggae musician Prince Ital Joe. Originally intended as a mixtape and preceded by the release of Toss It Up as the lead single, the album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, and it sold 664,000 copies within of its first week of the release. And by of the year of 99, it was certified 4 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. To Live and Die in LA and Hail Mary were released later as singles, and both garnered praise as standout tracks from the album. None of its singles charted within the Billboard Hot 100, but all charted within the top 20 of UK singles chart. The album was originally set to be released in 97, but the album received critical acclaim with praise for the emotion displayed by Shakur. It has been ranked by critics as one of the greatest hip-hop albums, as well as one of the greatest albums of all time. And Killuminati 7-Day Theory was completely finished in 7 days during the first week of August of 96. And these are some of the last songs Shakur recorded before he was shot on September 7th of 96. The album's primarily title was A 3-Day Theory, but it originally consisted of around 14 tracks. In a 2014 interview, Edie Amin of the Outlawz rap group and Ronald Risky Brent revealed that the official name of the album following Pac's death, Tupac wanted the album to be called Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory, with Makaveli the Don as the artist's name. George Papa G. Price, former head of publicity publicity of Death Row, claimed that Makaveli, which we did, was a sort of a tongue-in-cheek, and it was not ready to come out, but after Pac was murdered, it did come out before it was going to be a sort of an underground release. So many of Shakur's usual producers were not involved with the project. The only producer with whom Shakur had worked with prior to this album was Quincy Jones the third, Quincy the Light Jones the third, the son of Quincy Jones and half brother of Kidada Jones, Shakur's girlfriend. Shakur also co-produces 4 tracks on the album. The other 2 producers were Hurt and Bad and Daryl Big D Harper. Edie Amin of the Outlawz recalls that the time Hurt and Bad, who was just an up-and-coming producer at Death Row, and Daryl Harper was an R&B producer, Suge had him working on all the R&B projects and had Green room up in the Can-Am Studios, which everybody around Death Row called the Whack Room, because they said ain't nothing but whack, S-H-I-T, come out of there. But we was up in the studio and one day, and we trying to get music done, and ain't none of us producers. We seen them 2 in the Whack Room, and Pac like, go get them, so them, go bring them. Pac just putting to work like, I need a beat here, I need y'all to do this and do that. And these are the players that nobody at Death Row was messing with. They'll tell you themselves. And the album was recorded at Can-Am Studios in Tarzana during July and August of '96. This album will always be a classic, man. Even though I may not agree with the whole Tupac, dying as of Jesus Christ laying down the cross. I mean, it's still a dope album. Still listening to it. So, the artists that made the album, known as artistically as Risky Forever, he's the one that did this for Pac, and he was the, according to, Risky and the Death Row Records CEO, Suge Knight, introduced Risky to Tupac on the set of California Love Remix video shoot in Compton, California. Risky, while in Tupac's trailer, showed him his art portfolio, impressing Tupac with his artwork. Upon seeing his artwork, and Tupac agreed that Risky had good artistic talent and requested for Risky to do his next album cover. And the album, it draws like a Renaissance portrayals of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Tupac is by himself in the image with his head titled to the side, possessing the classic wound in his right side, and similar to the wound of Jesus as depicted in the accounts of his crucifixion. And there is a bandana covering the hands and his hands and feet. Sorry, excuse me. So, and barbed wire covering both his hands, covering his head, of Tupac, and barbed wire covering both his hands and feet. Absent from the painting is Tupac's iconic Thug Life tattoo, as it's covered by the parental advisory sticker as you see it. On the cross of Tupac, there's a map connecting various cities from across the country. The cities listed have large African American populations, including the major urban centers of the east, west, and southern parts of the United States. The color pattern, the cultural production is a gloomy red and black, and the light, the only light in the artistry is the moon and the few beams of light that emerge from the cracks on the cross. And near the bottom of the image is a written disclaimer, in no way this is a portrait and expression of disrespect for Jesus Christ. Still a classic, still listening to it. I had a previous copy. I wasn't too happy when I played it on a previous turntable because it ended up skipping. But I'm happy to have this new copy. I paid about like $60 for this one on eBay. I wish I didn't have to pay that much. I wish I could have just paid for maybe 30 or 20 or something. But other than that, I'm happy. Happy to own the album. Check this out. Show y'all the LP. Super dope. Long live the GOAT, man. Tupac. Long live Tupac Shakur. Makaveli. What is your favorite song off the album? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and comment. Follow your boy Nerdy Red 23. Be glad to return back to the next video. God bless and stay safe. And keep playing Tupac's records, y'all. Especially this one. Keep bumping this on your turntable. Keep bumping the Don Killuminati 7-Day Theory. That's those Death Row records right there. Super dope. Peace, y'all.